Welcome back to the Real Estate 401k Show. I'm your host, Mike Weinstein, alongside Justin Frederick from Fairway Independent Mortgage and our resident home inspector, Anthony Cucci from HCP Inspections. He was on with us on Monday, and well, we were unsuccessful in getting rid of him. So here he is,
like
filling
a virus.
filling in for Ryan Gertis. He is on vacation. So, Justin, it is obviously, we've been talking about it for months now. It's an incredibly tough market for sellers right now. We're seeing a lot of homes sitting on the market for a while. For me personally, I'm loving working with buyers, and I love buying myself. I love that whole negotiating strategy. I love the opportunity that we have to take advantage of the seller's situation, and when you're representing a buyer, that's just what you do. But we also represent a lot of sellers, and in this market, we're seeing what we call lowball offers. We're seeing a lot of lowball offers. I'm working with investors that are like, I love that $1.5 million home. Let's go ahead and offer them $1 million. And I'm like, we're not going to get anywhere, but hey, it's a starting point. So, and so forth. So we came across this article, 5 things to do if you get a lowball offer on your home. And this is for sellers who are receiving lowball offers. And in a normal market, sellers get really offended, get really pissy about this. Agents get really pissy about it. But I'm telling you, they're not right now. They may reject the offer. They may counter the offer. But I think one of the most important things when you are receiving a lowball offer and you're trying to sell your house, you can't take it personally. This is just part of doing business. And there might be a deal still to be had, but if you take it personal and you take it pissy and say, tell that guy to go take a hike, you just can't do it in this market.
I get it as the sellers, it's their home. They're emotional about it. And we all know sellers think their house is worth more than it is just because of the emotional attachment to the home. But yeah, you got to think logically. You got to look at this as, just like you said earlier, a starting point to the transaction and see if you can work your way from there. But it's all up to negotiation. And we've seen so much negotiating right now. It's not like it was 5 years ago where whoever gave the biggest offer is going to get it because there's a guarantee. And now we got to do some work on that side of things.
Well, this market is really where realtors come and agents that are worth their penny come into play, right? Because in markets past, you haven't had to negotiate, right? And that's a key component to being an agent, right?
Yeah, and that's the discussion that I have with my sellers. If we get a lowball offer, just don't take it personally. You don't have to move forward with the offer, but you can't let emotion get in the way, because if you let emotions get in the way, you can miss opportunities and an opportunity to maybe even counter or get somewhere. Second one is evaluate the offer objectively. So, and we do this with any offer that we get that is below list price. But in the case of a lowball offer, again, we're not going to take it personally, but we're going to sit down and go, okay, where is this buyer coming from? Let's reevaluate comps. Let's take a look at how many days on market that we've been. Let's take a look at all the homes in the area that have sold. What's the average days on market? I just did a listing presentation for one of our investors, and we took a look at the neighborhood, and I'm like, yeah, okay, 3 or 4 of these have sold, but we went through each one. This one was on the market for 133 days. This was on the market for 121 days. You just can't look at, all of these properties closed. So you have to go back and just kind of reevaluate. Where is the buyer coming from? What is their personal financial situation? Are they simply just trying to take advantage of you? And even if they are, again, you don't have to move forward. Just don't take it personally. But you have to go back and you have to evaluate each offer. What are the pros? What are the cons? Maybe the offer's $50,000 off, but they're cash and they're willing to close in 3 weeks, and that may not be the most terrible scenario for you.
In some of these cases, Mike, when you're looking at these and you've seen this house close in 133 days, this one closed in 121 days, and the one that you're looking at, or the most recent one that closed in 133 days was 2 months ago. What are you setting expectations up for that? Like, are you saying that there's a chance that this could hit 150 days, or are you looking at current market stats?
Well, yeah, a little bit of both. I mean, we're always, on the general terms, we're always looking at every week we get a report, and we take a look at houses in specific price ranges. Houses between 200,000 and 500,000. What's the average days on market? 5 to 700,000, 7 to 9, and we take a look at that. But that's not even enough information. We go into Armless, and we're able to now take a look at by zip code and by area, because across the board, average days on market's 90 days for a certain price range. Arrowhead Ranch is different than, Palm Valley, different to, somewhere on the east side. And so it's just, you have to compare apples to apples.
Are you also going over what the net percentage is that typical sellers are receiving too?
Yeah, we can take a look at that by zip code as well. One of the things that we're wanting to look at, and especially when we're evaluating in an area, and this is more manual labor for us. And I'm not a big fan of extra work, but I'll do it from time to time. But again, if I got a neighborhood and we've got 8 properties that have sold in the last 130 days, we're always looking at what was the starting list price, what was the negotiated sales price, and if it's included, what were the concessions? Because this is the conversation. We talked about this last week. That's a conversation that got ourselves. You have to plan for a minimum of, in this market, contributing at least 2% in seller concessions. And that's countering. That's getting it down from they asked for 4,
5,
or 5, or whatever the case is.
Yeah, leave it up for negotiation. And I think that's why everybody is putting in lowball offers. I mean, you said it yourself this last week. You were like, let's just write $100,000 offers to everybody out there.
Yeah, no, I think I said that
only takes one.
we took a look at one that was last week, Anthony. We took a look at the most expensive listing in the MLS as of last week. It was $50 million. I'm like, let's set up a showing and offer them $500,000. Yeah. At least we can go around saying, hey, check us out, ladies. We're putting offers in on $50 million homes.
Yeah, well, thank God your wife doesn't listen to this. Right?
Yeah. I think the third thing, and I think this is the most important thing, is this is what I'm communicating, is regardless of what the offer is, this is the starting point. I've told a story a couple weeks ago about our Army vet, and I'm like, okay, we're just going to ask for the moon. We're going to lowball it. Never even countered. I had an idea of where I wanted to end up at for our client, and I'm like, this agent didn't even counter. They just accepted it.
They wanted it.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So that's the thing. Regardless of whether the offer is, it's a starting point. Very few offers from buyers are take it or leave it type offers. They're shooting for the moon. Most of them are going to be more realistic, but it's a starting point. And so let's find out. Let's get to that meeting of the minds.
Yeah, and I love your approach on that one, because your starting point was acceptable enough for them. But I mean, you got.
Well, then I kicked myself. Maybe I should have got a lot lower.
I don't know if you could have. You walked in with $29,000 in equity, got over $10,000 in seller concessions. Incredible. So, you pushed them down $40,000 minimum.
Yeah.
But I think in the circumstances where that doesn't happen, where they don't just accept it, like you said, it gives you a good range. You started here, they countered here, and you close in a little bit, right?
Yep.
And it gives you a little bit more range than asking.
Leave room for negotiation.
Well,
absolutely.
And at the end of the day, it comes down to working with the right people. I'm just telling you, if you're a buyer, you want me. You really do. And you want Ryan. If
you're a friend, you want him.
Yeah.
I mean, because we understand the market. We understand negotiating. We're able to get our buyers incredible deals, not only on purchase price, but in that area of seller concessions. But if you're a seller and you're getting ready to sell, you want us as well, because you need to have somebody who can negotiate and walk you through what truly is not only going on in the market, but what is going on in your specific area. And if you would like some more information on how to reach us, go ahead and text the word low to 623-AZ-RECON. That's low to 623-AZ-RECON, or just text the word low in the comments section. All right, so, and this is where really, and I'm not saying that Ryan and I are the only ones that know how to negotiate. But again, when you remove emotion from it and you don't take it personally, you have a starting point, and now we can start negotiating strategically. Because now what I'm going to be doing, if I'm representing the seller, I'm going to be getting on the phone with that agent and go, okay, what is it that your buyer is really looking for? What is it that they really need? Are they really looking for price, or are they looking for concessions? Are they looking for a quick I mean, what is it? And start negotiating strategically rather than just putting your fingers in your ear and going, la, 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 I can't hear you.
Yeah, and I get a lot of calls on that as your lender. When you're submitting an offer, a listing agent will reach out to me and try to back me in a corner to try to get information from me. And I mean, you guys are really good at navigating that, so I don't have to have those kind of conversations. But even if I do, that's fine. It's just you guys leave up a lot for negotiation. And I'm going to say this too. Mike says a lot of dumb shit on here. Plays like he's stupid, but he's a jokester.
I look stupid.
That's a compliment. It's coming.
I know he had a hard time reading the word negotiate right there. No, but in all seriousness, you guys do an incredible job, and I love how serious you take your work and the way you lay it all out on paper with these contracts. You're really good at finding the soft spots and pushing hard.
Here's what I just want to say. One thing: when you're going into negotiations for a contract, and we touched on it earlier, you need somebody that can negotiate. You need somebody that can sell.
That's not afraid to sell too.
That's not afraid to ask for the silly things, right? And see what sticks. And I think a lot of people are caught up saying this is a new market, and it's not new. It's just a new portion of the cycle, right?
Yeah, good point.
And you need somebody that's been around long enough that has seen this before. And
Mike's old.
I was going to put it a little bit more nicely, but yeah, I think.
Am I older than you?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay, because you look older than me.
I feel older.
Wow.
Than you. Yeah. I don't even think we were in high school at the same time, Mike. But, but yeah, I think that's probably your key differentiator is that you've seen it before, and you want somebody going to battle for you that this isn't new territory. And I think that's great.
And wanting somebody that loves it. Like, I, as much as I love to negotiate, I think Ryan just takes the cake. That guy, he loves it. It's like a freaking battle for him. He's going into the foxhole and he's going to battle. Last one is trusting your agent. I think the question you have to ask is can you trust your agent on all of these abilities and negotiating? But I was just going to tell a story. Ryan and I, we had this listing, and it had been on the market for a while. And we got this offer in, and like it was a really lowball offer, and I'm like, there's just no way. I didn't even pay much attention to it. It was Ryan's connection, so Ryan was kind of running point. And then next thing I know, we're under contract, and it wasn't a lowball offer. Ryan just he didn't get mad and didn't allow the seller to take it personally. And the seller, in truth be told, was in a desperate situation. Which we've talked about this before. If your listing agent tells me that you are highly motivated, you have just lost tens of thousands of dollars, and I hear that all the time.
Yeah,
they'll listen to all offers.
Well, that's one thing, but they call me up and go, hey, my seller's really motivated, send something over. And then I will, and I'll go, you ain't gonna like it, but I listen to you. You do.
Yeah, I heard what you said. You learned that from counseling.
Yeah, despite what my wife says, I can listen from time to time. Well, whether you're a buyer or seller and you're wanting to make sure you are negotiating the best possible position for yourself, our team is one of the best at what we do. We'd love to have that conversation with you. All you got to do is text the word LOW to 623-AZ-RECON. That's LOW to 623-AZ-RECON, or just type in the word LOW in the comment section.